What's going on, guys? It's your boy Chris here. Uh, it's been a bit. It's been probably a couple weeks since I've done a video here. Just an update on what's been going on. I've been having some issues with my throat, so talking hasn't been so great. It's actually been kind of rough talking and stuff like that. The other thing is my wife. Forgive me, I just got home from work, so I'm trying to get comfortable here. My wife fractured her leg a couple weeks ago, so I've kind of been taking care of her, doing what she needs and stuff like that, doing a lot of cooking and stuff. So I've been pretty much wiped out by the time the day is over, and I just probably usually just crash the fuck out. So that's where I've been of late. Um, this video is going to be probably one of the angrier videos I've done. So, strap in, folks. This is going to get. I'm pissed. And the reason why is head injuries, namely concussions and stuff like that. The reason I'm upset or I'm angry is anybody who saw the football game last night saw what happened to Tua Tagovailoa. I hope I said that right. Um, um, for those who don't know the full background of the situation, Tua on Sunday got hit thrown to the ground in the game against the Bills on Sunday in the afternoon. He bounced his head off the ground, and he was at the point where he was kind of struggling. Like he gets up and he kind of stumbling around, trying to stay on his feet, grabbing his head and kind of shaking it, like trying to shake out the cobwebs. For those who don't understand, like that's a concussion. Okay, that's a fucking concussion. He got his fucking bell rung, and he should have, come out of that game and definitely not come back in like he did. But the team said, "Oh, if it's a back injury, he's fine." There wasn't a fucking back injury. It was a fucking concussion. Okay, it was a motherfucking concussion. Anyone who says it was a back injury is full of fucking shit. Okay, it's bullshit. Um, so fast forward to last night, where he's playing in the Bengals against the Bengals 4 days after he suffered a fucking concussion. And he gets thrown to the ground and again hits the back of his head. This one laid him the fuck out to the point where he was stuck, frozen, with his hands doing fucking crip signs, okay? He was doing gang signs with his fucking hands. They were stuck. He was so seized up that his hands were kind of stuck. Like, I can't even do the fucking thing with my hand, but his hand was frozen like that. Okay? Um, they take him to the hospital. Obviously, he's done for that fucking game. They let him leave the fucking hospital. He flies back to Miami with the fucking team with the head injury. He shouldn't have been flying. He shouldn't have left the hospital yet. But they're saying, "Oh, he's fine." He puts that thing saying, "I'm feeling better," and all this other stuff, and I feel fine. Tua better not fucking play in their next game. He better sit for a couple fucking weeks. And if the Dolphins start him or play him, or he's even involved in a practice in the coming week, like someone should lose their fucking job. Someone should lose their job already because of what fucking happened here. There's no reason he should have been allowed to come back into that fucking game on Sunday. He damn sure should have been starting on 4 days rest. I mean, like, he could have died last night. He could have fucking died on that football field. Now, part of why I'm so fucking angry is my godson decided he wanted to play football. My godson plays football, is playing football, or at least he was until a couple days ago when he got his fucking bell rung in a fucking game that, from what his mom told me, he shouldn't have even been playing because he hadn't had the practice time the other kids had. First play of the game he's in, he gets kind of shaken up a little bit. He says he's okay. He goes back in. The second hit, he gets hit so fucking hard, his helmet comes off. And now he's fucked up. Right? Can't sit in the light, has to sit in the light side. He's got to sit under, lay his head under a blanket. He can't deal with loud sounds. I talked to him for like a minute last night, and it was like the shortest conversation him and I have ever had because he's struggling to put together sentences and shit like that. The reason, and like I said, there's a reason I'm so fucking angry. He's talking about he still wants to play baseball and shit like that, and that's cool if he's able to once they do all these examinations on him and make sure he's 100% okay. Which I hope he is. I hope Tua Tagovailoa. I hope he fully recovers and has a normal fucking life. Like a normal life. Fuck football. Fuck sports. Just a normal life. And the reason I'm saying that is because, and I don't really talk about it much, but I suffered a traumatic brain injury. My senior year of high school, I was playing baseball. I played baseball, I wrestled, I ran track. Those are my sports. For 1 year, I ran track. 1 year and a half, I wrestled. The rest of the time, I played baseball. I tried to get as much baseball as I could. Wanted to play baseball professionally. That was one of my dreams growing up. And it didn't happen. It didn't happen because I had to give up sports altogether. Because I got seriously injured playing baseball. I was just playing baseball with my friends. We're playing ball in my neighborhood. And there was a field by the house where I grew up at. So we would go out there, play shag balls, play pickup ball or whatever. A bunch of us would get together and play. And then there was a guy who went to Morgan State, which was 2 blocks down from there. He would come up every day before he went to class. He would see us out there like, hey, can I take a couple swings? And we would say, yeah, sure, man. No biggie. Yeah, fuck yeah, man. Grab a bat. Grab a bat, get in the box. We got you. He would take a couple swings, nothing ever happened, and he would go on to class and we would keep playing. He would come back from class, we'd still be out there playing. That's how much we all love the game. We just played ball, right? So one day, he comes to take his usual swings and I'm pitching, right? I'm pitching that day, and I was working on my arm and stuff like that. I wanted to I was throwing all fastballs to everybody, mixing pitches in, but mostly fastballs. I was topping out around 89 at the time. I was getting it up there pretty good. He took a swing and the pitcher threw. The next thing I know, I wake up in a hospital a month later. A month later. I don't know how I got there. My dad's there, my sister's there. They're crying, and I can barely talk. I think I muttered something about why are you crying? I'm the one in the hospital bed. wait, what the fuck am I doing here? And my dad says, you got hit. And I'm like, by a car? And he's like, no, by a baseball. You don't remember anything? And I said, no. What? I didn't know what happened. I found out what happened after, basically what happened is he swung, I threw a pitch, he swung, the ball came back at me at 120 miles an hour, hit me in the side of the head, fractured my skull, brain hemorrhaging, almost fucking killed me. Okay? I almost died. Doctor came in, said, you should not be here right now. Like, literally, looked me dead in the eye, said, you should probably be dead. The speed it came off the bat, where it hit me in the temple. I cracked the back of my head on a rock in the ground that we didn't know was there. I've got like a nice little thing in the back of my head, bald spot where they stitched it up. But yeah, fractured skull. I can't do a lot of things that I used to do. I can't run. I can't jump. I can't do jumping jacks. I can't do a lot of things I used to do. It completely changed the trajectory of my life. It changed my life. I now have epilepsy. I have seizures, likely because of this incident. Out of nowhere, like 13 years after this happened, and when I turned around the time I turned 30, I had a seizure. After them running tests, they couldn't figure out what caused the seizure. I told them I had the head injury, and they figured that's probably what caused it. I may have had them after that at various points and just didn't realize it. This one got found because it happened while I was at my house with all my friends there. And my roommate at the time, my boy Rick in Baltimore, he's on my Twitter, follow him, he's cool. He knew because he'd seen a seizure before. He's like, shit, he's having a seizure. They call my parents. My parents come to I wake up in an MRI machine. This has been a running thing with me of being something happened to me, not knowing what the fuck happened. So, traumatic brain injuries can alter your fucking life. Anytime I hit my head on our headboard in our bedroom, I get concussed. The first one isn't that bad. Everyone after that, it's easier to get them. And they fuck you up more. I've had multiple concussions on this random shit that bumping my head on like something and I'm like, bam, oh shit. And I'm wobbly for like an hour. Like, I'm fucked. This is what my life is like now. Like I said, can't run anymore. Never played baseball again. I did go back on the field. And this is what kind of ended it for me. I went back out when I got home from the hospital. The first thing I did was grab my glove. And I went back to that mound that I got with a friend's like, yo, get in the batter's box. He's like, what? I'm like, get in the batter's box. If I don't do this now, I'll never do it again. And I went to throw a pitch, and my arm went. Because they spent so much time on the head injury, they didn't realize that I separated my shoulder when I landed. And it didn't heal right. So that ended the baseball for me. The head injury already fucked it up because I couldn't. If that even so much as happened again, I probably wouldn't be here right now. I probably would have died from it. It probably would have killed me because, like I said, skull fractures are pretty fucking serious. And this head injury, like I said, it's not something I joke about. It almost killed me. And like seeing that play last night, it made me literally, I turned the game off. I turned the fucking game off. I was like, yo, fuck this. I'm not, like, fuck this. I'm done with it. It's bullshit. And and this is on the Dolphins as an organization for allowing this to happen. And people need to realize, like, these doctors that are checking these players out for concussions, they're hired by the teams. The teams hire them and pay these doctors. They're not independent physicians. They're doctors hired and paid by the team. Do you really think that these guys are looking out for the fucking well-being of these fucking players the way they're supposed to be? Or they're looking out for the box office or the money coming in for these fucking owners? I know the answer to that question. 99% sure I know the answer to that question. Do you? This guy, like, if he... seeing that, like, like I said, like, I'm worried about my godson. He's like a son to me. I love that kid like he's my own kid, and I'm fucking worried sick about him right now. Because of the head injury, the type of head injury he's dealing with right now. Because I know what it's like. Like, to have the sensitivity to light and sound and shit. Your ears are ringing and lights fucking hurt. I get this thing every now and then that happens to where there's this kind of echo in my head. And it'll freeze me to where I can't speak. Like, the thoughts in my head just kind of jumble up and I can't put the words together. I can't even type the words. At work, it happened to me today. And I was trying to type a message to someone of my coworkers about something I needed their help with. And I couldn't, it was so bad that I couldn't type because I couldn't concentrate enough to type. I've been dealing with that since. So the after effects of these head injuries, it's not a fucking joke. It's not a game. Like, the NFL has to do better. Like, they have to do better with this shit. Like, football in general, like, people, this coach that put my godson in, I'm furious. Like, coaches need to do better by their players. It's not about winning a fucking game. It's about that person having a life after football. With what we know about CTE and head injuries. Like, I lost my childhood because of this shit. Like, I don't remember it. It's gone. It's gone from my memory. I know what people have told me about my childhood. There are pictures I can look at and say, oh, okay. All right. I don't remember that, but okay. But my life really began at 16 when I woke up from that coma. Because everything before that's fucking gone. Everything. I mean, there may be bits and pieces of stuff that I think might be a memory of something I did in my childhood, but it's not a lot. Like, I remember certain things because people told me, oh, you remember this? And something will jog it like, hey, I remember that. Yeah. But no one's going to sit down with me and go through my entire childhood with me so I'll remember everything. So it's like, well, that's just fucking gone. Oh, well, life begins here. I had to pick up the pieces of what was left, what was broken, and kind of start over. I had to learn to walk and talk again. Isn't it crazy that I just learned how to walk again at like 16? How to talk normally at 16? Having to relearn things that I know. Like, relearn those things. You know? I had to go through that. And then graduate high school because it was my senior year. Anyway, like like I said, people should get fired from the Dolphins. Like the Dolphins team doctor should lose their fucking job. And the coach being like, I would never bull fucking shit. I don't believe that. I don't believe that because if you really wouldn't put his life at risk or put him at risk, you wouldn't have started him 3 days after him getting his fucking bell rung, getting dropped on the back of his fucking head. You would have sat him for a week. At minimum, for a week just to let him fucking recover. Because 4 days is not enough time to recover from a concussion. A week may not be enough time to recover from a concussion. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't do that to a guy. Like, he's. My heart goes out to Tua Tagliavoa, and I hope he's alright. Like, fuck football, man. I just hope you're okay. Like, legit. I hope you're okay. I hope you're able to lead a normal life and don't end up having seizures or anything like that. I just hope you're okay and able to live your life, a normal life with a family and all that shit. My godson, like, it goes without saying, like, I love you, dude. I need to actually message you and check on you, see how you're doing, and see if you're doing any better, which I'm about to do. So I'm going to hop off here. And note that this is not, I didn't say my story to get anybody's pity. Like, I don't want anybody feeling bad for me or anything like that. I'm just putting shit in perspective. My shit happened years ago. I've been made peace with it. And it's okay. Like, shit happened the way it was meant to happen. I was meant to do other stuff in my life. I'm doing that. And it's cool. So, as I always say, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Peace.